We have Caden Brown starting out in this competition, who qualified in a different place to where he competes because it's based on a random order. This is so insightful to see the warm-ups. It's very exciting to see behind the curtain of the sport. And you can see how gymnasts prefer to warm up. Some looking on dismounts. At the moment, just getting used to the equipment, I would say. Not looking at any massive skills yet. We're lucky enough to have, as I said, the current world champion, plus World Championship finalists. Team world champion of Azerbaijan, which was incredibly exciting at the previous World Championships in Birmingham, England. I was lucky enough to be working with that one, and it was great to see Azerbaijan win their first world title in tumbling. So if you're new to tumbling, they have an F1 and F2 format. So that is, the finals are split into Final 1 and Final 2. Final 1, which is what we'll start off with, has 8 gymnasts competing, where they can use any skills they'd like. They can reset, they can reuse skills from qualification, essentially resets. After that, we will now have 8 gymnasts ranked in order. The top 4 gymnasts go through to F2. The bottom 4, sadly, stop competing. The top 4 gymnasts go through to F2. That's the final almost, the super final, however you want to think about it. And there they start from 0 again. So they don't get to carry on the score. So in a perfect world, you want to do just enough to get through to F2 without using up your higher difficulty skills so that you can start again in F2. There's Mikhail Malkin, the current world champion. And the difficulty must be split. You cannot repeat skills across the 2 finals. So in a perfect world, you would use your lower difficulty in F1 if you're super confident, get through to F2, and then win by having the high difficulty performed with high execution in the final, super final F2. But you just don't know how it's going to work out. Or if you're not sure how your passes will fare. Wow, a Millis transition. Some very exciting stuff coming today. So if you're not sure about your skills or your difficulty compared to everyone else, you might go as big as possible in F1, get yourself through to F2, that's the super final, have low difficulty in the super final of F2, but just run your luck, really, because there's only 4 of you there. All it takes is a mistake or 2. If you put together a solid pass, you might get yourself most likely on the podium, but possibly even in second or first. Now this, Xavier Harper. This man is 16 years old. And look at this quality. 2 transitions. Very exciting star for the future. Incredible to have qualified for the final. 7th place. It's Caden Brown, training partner of Ruben Padilla that we saw earlier in the men's double mini trampoline competition. Such high execution. They don't get much cleaner than Caden Brown. So great having Portugal represented here in the Portuguese World Cup. They're strong across all 3 disciplines. Some nations will prefer some disciplines over others. And another Miller transition. This is exciting. This really has opened up. That wasn't a popular thing long ago because it's so difficult. So Miller, that's the triple twisting double back being used in the middle of the pass. Very strong looking pass again from Kento Matayoshi of Japan. Very strong from Valentin Sviatcinic. Great having local support there for the Portuguese tumblers. And the young Tofig Aliev, who qualified in 2nd place. He's currently a team world champion in tumbling, along with Mikhail Malkin. Azerbaijan are so strong in tumbling at the moment. It's no surprise they're team world champions. 2 per country rule, meaning only 2 are through today, but it would actually be 3 if not for that rule. It does look like we're going to see huge difficulty today. So double straight's being used in the warm-up in preparation for adding twist. So if you're new to tumbling, it's 8 skills. That includes the round off, that first skill that converts the run into the backwards direction. Gymnasts almost always prefer to tumble backwards. With the 7 remaining skills at this level that make up a pass, they get deductions for execution issues such as bent arms or poor timing or moving off the centre line. And in the skills for not having maybe a tight shape or having the arms in the correct position, they need to start within 20 seconds and they're looking to hold the landing for 3 seconds. The current world record in men's is 13.7 for difficulty. So that is very high. It's often not worth going that high, even if they're capable of it. Unless they are very confident with it, because they need to split their difficulty over the 2 passes. To start us off, Caden Brown from United States of America. Qualified in 3rd with 55.5. 2nd at the recent World Championships. What a clean start from Caden Brown. Such high execution. He really does show us how tumbling can be done at that very top level. Such straight lines. Good extension. Makes the twists easy. It's that first skill, back in, late full twist out, and then a full in, back out straight. It's a similar skill, but the twist in a different location. Followed by the Miller to finish. Understandably excited, coach.
Relax at all for that one.
I don't know what is happening. You know, I'm so quick.
Looking for scores to get them through to F2. 29.7 for Caden Brown of the United States of America. That is way up from his qualification. Huge. Mikhail Malkin of Azerbaijan to compete next. Qualified in first place. Current world champion. Superb start. Believe it or not, he's almost played it safe. Even though there's that huge difficulty, he's capable of so much. He's just trying to do enough to make sure he gets into that super final. Very clean, very high. Very slightly off the centre line, as we could see there, but not a bother for someone of his standard. It's a full in back out straight, followed by double back straight, followed by a very tight tuck. The knees tights the body, triple back tuck. Nice safe landing. Just take the 0.1 for the small step, or for the step. Showing control. .28.9 for Mikhail Malkin. Puts him in second place for now. Difficulty of 10.5. He's got even more. Now we have Tofik Aliyev of Azerbaijan, qualified in second place with 56.4, over 2 passes. And again we see a gymnast making it look easy. Look at that stick. When the triple back tuck stalls like that, when it just stands up so nicely, it makes it so easy to land. But that's because he put the hard work in. He made that happen. The landing version of him didn't have to do as much. Well done. Straight into that double straight, always connecting nicely. Nice to see a full tuck in the middle with that transition. And then look at that, makes it look easy. And again, we'll be looking for a score to get into the super final. But so far, the scores have been very high. Guessing, let's see. .29.3 for Tofik Aliyev of Azerbaijan to put him into second place for now. So 3 very high scores so far. Now we have Valentin Spatinchik. Qualified in 5th with 52.4. Okay, 30th at the 2017 and 2023 World Championships. Solid pass. Not quite the difficulty. He did have low difficulty in qualification as well. Having 2 transitions means unless you are able to connect at that very top level we've seen early in this competition, it's very difficult to get that huge dismount as well. So going with the double straight, maintaining momentum, and then using the full in back out pike. So he was down in qualification from the Azerbaijan gymnasts and Caden Brown that we've seen so far. Gymnasts might have to be debate a shape, possibly. Paul's going to get it correct. And here we go. 25.9 for Valentin Svatinchuk.
From Portugal, Vasco
Pesu of Portugal. Qualified with 52.6. That's an average of 26.3. Huge dismount there. Electing for one transition, one double somersault in the middle of the pass, but that's because he gave himself time and push and height for that absolutely huge full-in triple back piked. Such a complex final skill. And that's what I love about tumbling. Gymnasts can choose the difficulty, 2 transitions, or 3, 2 or 1. So he's gone with 1. So that's a full straight into whips, and then picking up speed, ready for a huge full-in triple back pike, pulling those knees around. It's such a tricky skill to land because he's got so much done, and he's happy with that. He knows how hard that skill is. And that's 29.4 for Vasco Pesu of Portugal. And that really does potentially change things, because that's so much bigger than qualification. Kento Matayoshi of Japan. This is a tight final now with 4 incredibly high scores already. Can these 3 gymnasts change it? Huge clean double straight. Into a Miller straight. Oh, very nearly a spot on landing. Just that tiny step at the end, but still very clean. Came 8th at the 2022 World Games. Down slightly on difficulty, but clean. Nice and focused double straight. Gets the transition spot on with the angle of his feet. A lovely global twisting Miller. .26 for Kento Matayoshi of Japan. So that puts him in 5th place.
From Portugal, Diogo Gomes.
Diogo Gomes of Portugal. Qualified in 8th with 50.9. That's an average of 25.45. Double straight, picks up the speed. And a triple tuck. Ooh, not bad. Gymnasts normally aiming to hold the landing for 3 seconds before they walk off. Unfortunately, it looks like his emotions have got the better of him. So round a flick into the double straight, arms out, picks up the speed, and then just pulling the triple tuck behind the knees. And, that's 24.8 for Diogo Gomes of Portugal. That knocks him out of the competition. Xavier Harper, the very exciting 16-year-old. What can he do? Qualified in 7th with 51.1 over 2 passes. And what a landing from the upcoming gymnast from the USA, Xavier Harper. Full straight in the transition. Huge difficulty in that first transition, followed by a full tuck for dismounts. And he should be happy with that. In a competition with the current world champion and world medalists who are 10 years, 15 years his senior. So we're just waiting to see this results. 25.7 for Xavier Harper of the USA. And that means we have 4 gymnasts in the 28s plus category. So look, we've got a bit of a split there. So the 4 gymnasts that have qualified for the super final, final 2, have really earned it with that split. You can see 28.9 upwards, 29.3, 27.4, 29.7. But remember, the scores start again. So Mikhail Malkin, the current world champion, being in 4th is not necessarily a bad thing, because he has saved his difficulty. He's got bigger difficulty to come. So he might have played this completely right. We'll see though. There's so much talent in and amongst these 4 gymnasts. Who knows? Caden Brown of the USA. He's going big with the full straights and the double straights. He's done it, triple tuck. Absolutely massive difficulty. Way bigger than he did in qualification. He's pulled that out. Did his competitors know he had that? That is such high difficulty. He's happy. He knows how big that is. That is absolutely massive. He is second in the world, but he qualified with lower difficulty than that. He's really picked up the difficulty. So look, full straight, whips into the double straight. That's nice and floating, gives him time to push into that triple back tuck where he pulls his knees in so tight he gets the rotation, and you can see his emotion. Wow, this is going to be a big score. 29.8 for Caden Brown of the USA. That is massive. Will we see a response from Mikhail Malkin of Azerbaijan, the current world champion? This will need more than he did in qualification. He's gone big. He's gone with a Miller. He's gone with the whips. And the full in triple back with the landing. He's done it. What a pass. Such massive difficulty. And you can see how much it means to him, because that is so technically difficult. To use a Miller that early in the pass, a triple twist in double back. That is remarkable. What a joy to watch. Look at this power. Round off flick into the Miller, sees it with time, so he can keep the whips going. Full in, triple back tuck, pulls those knees in tight again. And as soon as he sees that landing and he knows he's landed, he can celebrate. What are we going to see? 29.8 to beat, 31.1 for Mikhail Malkin. Absolutely huge. He can't believe it. He's just... Oh, and rightly so. This is remarkable, so enjoyable. And his compatriot now, Tofik Aliyev of Azerbaijan. Looking so focused. With the full straight transition. Picking up speed for the full in triple back as well. Yep, he's got it. He's got it. Very slightly lower difficulty than his compatriot Mikhail Malkin, but that's huge. Where will that get him? Silver, bronze, or off the podium? Understandably happy with that. Again, still such huge difficulty. Round of whip into that full straight, sees it early, able to get the whips. Full in triple back, pulls the knees in, gets round, spots the landing. Yeah, easy. So 29.8 to beat from Caden Brown. This is going to be a 1-2 for the Azerbaijanis. 29.7 for Tofik Aliyev of Azerbaijan. 0.1 off Caden Brown. And to finish this off, Vasco Peju of Portugal. Came 9th at the World Championships recently. There we go, huge transition, picking up the speed into a lovely, lovely dismount. And you can see what it means to him. Yes, that's such an incredibly difficult pass. Don't need to tell you how happy he is. You can see it. Oh, what a incredible pass. Don't act surprised. I'm sure he's worked that many times in training at that level. He's really gone for it. Round off, flick. Into that huge transition. Into the Miller Plus for the dismount. 30.5 for Vasco Peju of Portugal. And oh my word, have we seen some massive scores. A difficulty of 12.10. Everybody has picked up their difficulty. This is just remarkable. The way in which the gymnast had these passes in their locker, this difficulty. He's got himself a silver medal. Look at that. I cannot believe that Tofik Aliyev of Azerbaijan with 29.7 has ended up in 4th place. Mikhail Malkin, the world champion, deserving of the World Cup title, but in such a hotly contested final 2. That is very, very impressive.